Oh, he didn't make it in time.
Welcome to HE-MANIACS Live. We are all HE-MANIACs. You got your regular hosts here, Mike and AJ, and Jay's on the way, and we're here to talk Masters of the Universe news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. So yeah, Jay said he's running just a little late, right, Mike? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting, he always somehow gets in at the intro. I was expecting to pop up after the intro with him in here, but he's actually
All right. So how you doing today?
I'm well, man.
Yeah.
It's 9 a.m. It's still waking up, a little bushy-eyed there.
Hey, 9 a.m. As we get older, often we wake up earlier. We're like 9 a.m. is here he is. He's in the car again.
Work is work, guys. You can't really say no. So
now, Jay, are you driving?
Yeah. I'm not driving. How would I be driving? That's crazy.
I swear I thought you did that once. You were driving.
I was sort of doing it. I'm not saying I was, but I was sort of doing it. Not really. Nothing dangerous.
Nothing dangerous. Whew, look at you. You're in that jacket.
I'm not Darkwing Duck or anything like that.
Look at that jacket in the car, in the frozen tundra of Canada.
Fortunately, yeah, it's fucking. I've been telling Mike just how much I enjoy his stories about, freaking the warm weather that they're having. Freaking crazy.
Well, did you just hear him? He's got the fan on. What a
yeah,
show
you want me to tell you? It will be 90. Oh no, wait, that's San Jose. I had it on San Jose because I was.
Jay just he didn't want to hear it. Jay just ducked out.
It's a high of 83 today.
Damn.
Tomorrow 86.
All right, I'm gonna have to compare. I know Jay's gonna beat us all, but today is right now. It's currently 30 degrees, so 2 Fahrenheit, 2 degrees under freezing, and the high is 39. And the low is a 26. So
yeah, right now it's 70 here. Right now it's gorgeous outside. That's why you got to get out early. If you're a hiker in San Diego, you got to be out like on the mountain at 9 in the morning.
Trust me,
otherwise you're roasting.
I'm jealous. I've always wanted to live like in Florida. I'm like acclimated definitely to the humid, hot climate, but it just didn't work out. So, all right. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
We surmised that Mike was reading off the temperatures, bragging, and you didn't want to hear.
Was that what he's doing? I think I left because I sort of heard that, and I was like, "Hold on, I gotta take my jacket off. Give me a second."
Right.
All right. Right when he was giving us the finger, right when it went out, he's giving Mike the finger.
Let's say hi to the chat, I guess.
Yeah, let's say hi to the chat. Starting with Masters of the Universe Classic. AJ and... Oh, I can hear myself. Can you?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah,
I think it's from
Jay.
Yeah.
AJ and Mike, how are you? My fave guys. How are you? Good to see you. Did Mike do his homework? No. Okay. Oh, Collector Phil. Awesome, Collector Phil. Oh, yes. Let's do this. Good to see you, Phil. Mossman Sean's in the house. Good afternoon, morning, HE-MANIACS. Good afternoon. That's right. We got 2 people on the East Coast and 1 on the West Coast here. Masters Universe Classic, except Mike. He's not my fave yet until he's watched the 12 tasks of the Asterisk. You know how it is, Mike. It just how it goes. Mike, you gotta put us out of our misery. Do it for me and Jay. Watch the damn movie.
Oh my God, is he still?
Yes, he's gonna be on Mike's case until he watches it. And Mike is like watching everything but that. We have Israel Lewis. Hello, Israel Lewis. Good to see you.
Hello.
Masters Universe Classic. Hey, Jay returned to chat or to the stream. Collector Phil says, "What's up, J-Mon?" Let's see. Turnianos. How are you guys? Go check out his Facebook page. How are you? Good to see you. We also have Jinx Caliber saying, "Good day, gentlemen. Good day.
Good day.
Good day, sir." So, I guess we should just kind of roll in some of the HE-MANIACS news here. You know what? I should have actually set this up here. Sorry, guys, as I pull this up. Yeah, I should have had already hit sharing, and I didn't. So, share screen. And here we go. Share. Okay. Let's pull it in. All right. So we might as well just start getting to the news and see what's going on. Actually, with last night's news break, actually, we can start. Where we got, looks like Masters of the Universe movie-themed Hot Wheels monster trucks. Except I believe there's a catch, which maybe Mike might go into. Surprise! Masters of the Universe movie He-Man and Skeletor Hot Wheels monster truck set discovered at Walmart. Well, this is a surprise. A very cool Masters of the Universe movie themed 2-pack of the monster trucks has been spotted out in the wild, released under the Mattel brand Hot Wheels and found in a Walmart store in the US. This extremely cool Hot Wheels monster trucks 2-pack was purchased, photographed, and then sent to us by the extremely awesome Alec Miller. He's really awesome for sending these in over. And these are the images he sent. And Mike, you were saying you already have
that Skeletor monster truck has already been released. Actually, I think I actually had 2 different card backs, if I remember correctly. Or it could have been Battle Cat that had the 2 different. No, it was Battle Cat that had the 2 different card backs. But Skeletor was released. It ended up at Five Below. I got 1 at Five Below, and I've got 2 from Walmart. So I actually own 3 of these Skeletor ones already. And now it looks like I'm gonna have 4 because the He-Man one has not been released, so that's really cool to see. And
let's see
kind of cool that they're throwing in the movie. Of course, I would assume we're gonna see a lot more of this crossover movie Hot Wheels. What else does movie Uno movie? All this movie tie-ins with their other Mattel brands.
Guys, do you see this? Actually, I just noticed this now. That's a power sword on the side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the handle is below the cut for the wheel. Cut for the wheel. What a joke.
It looks like it goes all the way.
Yeah, I know.
All the way through.
And and it goes all the way through. Actually, that's pretty wicked. Actually, that's pretty wild. So, colors might be. You got the brown for the loincloth. And then you got the tan for He-Man.
What it looks like is I bet you the hood has the Iron Cross because it looks like the straps are coming over the front end of the car there.
Yeah. I'm not. Unfortunately, you didn't take it out of the packaging. Let me see what we got here. I don't think. But I do have another shot of it, but I think it was just a close up to the side. Yeah, it was just a close up to the side.
Be like, sir, I need all angles.
Well, what am I going to say? Can you please take it out of your mint packaging? So apparently these are $7.99 at Walmart. So
that's it. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's what he paid. I know. Now I'm like, oh.
I want to say the 2-pack. Remember the racers?
Yeah.
The He-Man versus Skeletor. That one was like 10 or 11. I want to say.
But didn't they have like little He-Man and Skeletor almost figurines on top?
Yeah, exactly. I have or do I? I had the She-Ra one. Oh no, I have the He-Man one. Do I have him down here? He's like hidden behind my scare glow. There you go. I just have the single He-Man one up here, but this guy. So it was that guy versus Skeletor.
Yeah, that's cool.
And those were like, I think $11 for the pair, if I remember correctly.
Or for the pair? Hold on.
Well, yeah, because they came in like a two pack like that.
Skeletor versus He-Man. Yeah.
So that's about $550. So yeah, I mean, like it's in the range.
Well, yeah, for $799 for the 2 monster trucks, that's a great deal.
Yeah, I guess there was a lot more sculpting involved with those two, Mike. You know, and it was like a little Wind Raider vehicle, right? In a way.
Yeah, there was that one was a different one.
But wasn't that He-Man that you just showed kind of in a Wind Raider style?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I don't think on the back of these they're showing any others. So this is like one of those series.
I don't think they show cross sells on Hot Wheels product much.
Well, we see it here. So we see a lot of verses, but I don't believe any of this is MOTU is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'll usually just take one from each property. You'll probably, now that Mattel owns TMNT, you'll probably see a Ninja Turtles one. You know, your traditional monster trucks, you know, probably Gravedigger versus somebody. Yeah, so like there you go.
I almost thought this was possibly MOTU, you know, with the animal motifs. I was like, is that Screech? But nah.
Versus who? Like a merman looking thing?
Yeah.
That would be weird.
Actually, I'm wondering if that's a fish and not a bird.
So it looks like a fish versus shark.
Yeah, probably. So I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, will you be getting this, guys? I know Mike will. Jay, you interested in this?
Monster Trucks is a big property for for their kids brands. Don't know if you ever saw it, but they actually have a line of CG animated cartoons on the Monster Truck series, right? They're doing a whole bunch of different, you know, what's it called, like dinos versus sharks and stuff like that. So, you know, it's actually a really big brand for Mattel, and the kids love eating it up. So anything that introduces Master Universe to a younger audience, I'm all in. But will I pick these up? Maybe if I see it in the stores and you know it's a decent price up here in Canada, maybe, because you were saying $7.99 is about probably closer to $10 here, maybe $11. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy out of my way, but I think if I see it, yeah, for $7.99. So especially that He-Man one with the sword on the side, that one, the Skeletor. It's not my favorite design.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. Yeah, I do like. Is that the Havoc staff in the back? Oh, it is. Look at that. What is it?
I wish I had mine. I put it in storage a while back. I had one loose. I had one sealed.
Yeah.
But these are new. They're not reissues, right, Mike? These are because
the Skeletor is the exact same one that I have. I can tell just by looking at that sign.
So probably it's a reissue from before, or
just the Skeletor, and then the He-Man.
The He-Man is new. I have not seen that He-Man before, but
and then the packaging, Jay, the movie packaging is new.
Oh, the movie packaging, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think this is the first time we saw this view of Skeletor. Maybe I'm thinking like this is familiar from the first ones, but I thought it was maybe it's the same one. I'm not sure if this is actual.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, new art. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. We have Masters Universe Classic. Did you get my message from your site from Limited Run Games? They gave me the info for you to contact their media team who book interviews and features events for you. So I didn't see a contact name, but Jay and I both reached out separately to Limited Run Games. I also reached out to Bitmap Bureau, the developer.
He sent an email. I actually literally saw it this morning.
Yeah, one of our team replied. So don't worry, Classics, we got you.
Yeah, we saw the email.
Yeah,
so appreciate that.
We received it. So thanks, appreciate it.
Oh, okay. And let's go to. So hopefully that's in the works. Let's see if we have anything else here. No, we don't have anything else right now. It's a little quiet in the chat. I guess it's early, guys. So yeah, not many people. Yeah, maybe we should start doing this later. At a fixed time.
Morning time on a weekday. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, sometimes it's hopping, but actually, we're never, I think, this early. We usually start at least at 1, but even sometimes at 3 o'clock. Yeah, Eastern. All right. Let's see what else we got cracking. Well, just to replay, we'll go.
But we're picking up people from Portugal and all over the world, which is cool.
Yep.
You got Klinsky just jumped in the chat.
Oh, Klinsky. Oh, yeah, Klinsky. Greetings from Portugal. The 3 Musketeers of Eternia are back. That's right. He was the one that coined the phrase, the
Nice.
3 Musketeers of Eternia. Thanks, Klinsky. No more Jay and the Pussycats. Well, you're doing 3 Amigos, man.
Oh, yeah.
Not the 3 Musketeers. And it might be, let's see. And we got Timescales. Good morning from San Francisco. Good morning, Timescales.
Ooh, he's probably roasting like I am. Actually, Frisco, for some reason, is always about 10 to 15 degrees colder than the rest of the Bay Area. They just get that fog that sits there.
It's kind of like San Diego, right? It's always just like milder temperature in San Diego.
A little bit. Frisco is always a little bit colder, though.
Cool. All right. So let's see what else we got in the news, gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. Don't want to do it that much here. So the next one up, we have the Monsters High. The Monsters High X Masters of the Universe Skeletor crossover doll is coming soon. So back in 2018, we almost got a Monster High X Masters of the Universe crossover doll of Evil Lynn. Shown as a prototype at San Diego Comic-Con that year in 2018, it reportedly was part of a test campaign to gauge interest. It lived and died as a prototype and never came to be. Monster High X Masters of the Universe. Okay.
Which, that's a shame. That makes much more sense to do Evil Lynn than Skeletor.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. Because it might be, they were saying it's going to be a cross-gender.
Yeah, but it's not really Skeletor, though. It's more like a cosplay thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like one of the Monster High.
She's like wearing. She has a Havoc. She has a sort of Havoc staff. Not really. The boots are kind of like Snake Mountain or something like that. It's not really.
So it's like a lady Skeletor in a sense.
It's not exactly. It's more like, again, it's more like one of the girls cosplaying as Skeletor. It's almost like a Halloween costume.
So we'll get to that in 1 second. It says, well, now it seems the promise of a crossover of Masters of the Universe and Monster High, both Mattel owned, lives again. Apparently, in the Monster High collectible fandom, future official outfits are reproduced and sold overseas prior to the actual figure coming out. Likely a product of Mattel sending manufacturing overseas to maximize profits. And according to the Monster High community, the following Skeletor-themed outfit is coming. Check it out. And so we haven't gotten a look at the doll yet, but we have, obviously, these hands. This is the Havoc staff head that Jay was talking about. Not sure what that gets attached to. We have the belt with the bird motif. I think bird motif.
Yeah, the bird head.
It might be Snake Mountain motif. It's hard to see. Yeah. Then we have, of course, the breastplate, the iconic breastplate. And then we have gauntlets. And then those glorious thigh-high boots with the look of Snake Mountain on the heel. And I have another image of that here. Oh, I can't maximize this one.
Weird.
I never set it to maximize, but you know what? Let's do it on the other image. That'll be better. Okay.
Yeah,
so
there
there's
you go.
the look. Yeah. On the boot. So let's see. Is there anything else to mention about this before we talk about it? Let's see. So when will this Monster High doll be released? Could this possibly showcase at the Mattel Creations Revealed event this Thursday, i.e. tomorrow? We will have to wait and see. Thanks to Fez Doll Pants for the awesome scoop. Okay. So Mike, you were saying you feel this is like a cosplay for a doll?
No, that was me.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought Evil Lyn is the better choice, but I mean, I get it. This is probably again going to have packaging based around the movie. This is exactly what I was just talking about with Hot Wheels, right? Like now Mattel is going to have all this movie stuff tied in with every other property under their belt. So we're going to see Monster High. We're going to see Uno. We'll probably even see He-Man and Skeletor 8 Ball, which they've already done, but they'll probably do it again with movie motif.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, I think there is a line, and I use this logo here that might make more sense, like this being a one-off. Where did I used the logo in the image here? Oh, Skulllector. So if I Google Skulllector, it looks like Monster High does other IPs, not just Masters of the Universe. Let me share this screen instead here. Share this tab instead. All right.
I was gonna say, I remember seeing, was it Universal Monsters and some other like Beetlejuice and like anything?
Yeah, they've done other movie tie-ins in the past.
Yeah,
Monster High is very popular that way.
Yes.
So they've had collaborations. Didn't they do a Wicked crossover at one point? I'm pretty sure they did.
Probably.
Yeah. This is actually pretty wicked. This is a xenomorph alien.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's a very popular brand, so yeah, they definitely have. Many of the like when I was at Toy Fair, many of the influencers who were at the Mattel breakfast, a lot of them came to take a look at much of the Monster High collectibles. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're a big brand.
Yeah, I discovered there was a whole big community and a big trans community that is really into Monster High.
Yeah.
You know, I guess sometimes they have that. I guess it's sort of a RuPaul thing, you know, the real loud costumes and the real loud makeup and stuff like that. Monster High like figures like to appear like that. So I had no idea. This was the first time I really delved into it after the Skeletor tip. And apparently there's some markets in Asia that, you know, sell stuff and ship to America. And they're always selling like these armor sets or clothing sets for dolls coming out that haven't come out yet. So that's how they were able to figure out that this was, you know, coming. So my guess is, you know, just me looking at the xenomorph, I imagine her face is going to be like skull feet.
Skull,
yeah. And it's probably going to be gender bender. It's probably going to be, you know, well, who knows for sure, but I would imagine it's going to be a female Skeletor.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said, I tend to think of them more as costumes rather than actual, like, you know, it's Skeletor, right? I don't think that's actually how Monster High dolls are. Like, they're not actually like they are characters in themselves. But anyway, I guess at the end of the day, we'll see.
They have a cartoon based around them as well, right?
Yeah, so exactly. That's the most important part for them anyway. Do you remember a couple of years ago in San Diego Comic-Con? They actually had these, and I don't know if they were Monster High or not, but they had these dolls which were really stylistic in the way they looked. They had a She-Ra and they had a not She-Ra. They had a Tila and they had a Evil Lyn, and they were super stylized. They had bigger heads just like the Monster High dolls, but they had really skinny legs. And I don't know if you guys remember that. It was a while back.
I was like,
I do remember that. I think that was in 2018, the same year that, you know, prototype for Monster High Evil Lyn was shown.
Yes, they had them all on display at the Mattel booth. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, these are really cool Barbies, right? Because they were stylized, right? I didn't realize that they might have been part, or could have been possibly part of the Monster High brand eventually, right? If you do a quick Google search, you'll find them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now. I have one, I think, Tila.
Yeah.
Saturday.
And they look really neat. I don't remember if there was a She-Ra doll. I don't think there was, but I do remember there being an Evelyn and a Tila, for sure.
So here's the Tila.
Yep. See how they got bigger heads, but really skinny bodies? It was really neat, actually. It was a really interesting design.
Yeah, here it is. 12-inch Tila figure, concept only, not final. Want more? Use hashtag something Mattel. So I like Monster. Oh, and then She-Ra's behind, right here.
So there was a She-Ra. It was hard to remember, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the image of the She-Ra. So apparently, yeah, they were showing off, I guess, a lot of concept doll. Oh, there was a Catra too. Okay, here, let me pull this up.
And again, there was an Evelyn. There was a whole bunch of them. I don't think there was a Shadow Weaver, but yeah, it was really cool concept.
Yeah, here's She-Ra and Catra, and I guess no one used the
almost like articulated Barbies.
Yeah, with real hair, brushable hair. Yeah, yep. Pretty wicked. 12-inch She-Ra figure, 12-inch Catra figure. Want more? Use hashtag Tell Mattel. So I guess there wasn't enough response back in 2018 to.
I don't think enough of the. Again, they were aiming for some sort of like Monster High doll reach, right? But the problem is, I don't think the characters were familiar enough for that type of interaction. I remember a lot of MOTU fans getting somewhat excited about it, but again, it was one of those things where I think it was either that year or the year after where they released the She-Ra. What was it called? The ones that ended up. Yeah, there was the She-Ra Barbie doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first
and because of that, I think that overshadowed, these other stylized versions, right? Because that one looked more like an action figure, right? I think that one even had some like actual articulation, but so there were two versions, right? There was one which was an actual Barbie doll, and there was one which was, it was an actual articulated figure, right? Not marketed as Barbie, right? So yeah, it was an interesting time for Master Universe, I gotta tell you.
Definitely was.
Yeah. We've just been peaks and valleys, right?
Yep.
For MOTU. Man.
I mean, in 2018, Super 7 had the license for the most part. Obviously, Mattel was still doing stuff, but 2018, Super 7 was making their vintage collection and all that stuff.
Yep, they were still doing classics. They were still doing Club Grayskull.
Was still going on.
Yeah, they were still doing Club Grayskull. They were still doing a whole bunch of different awesome things. But then, the 40th started rolling around, and Mattel said, "No, we're going to handle this ourselves." And look where we are now, which is awesome, right? Again, more MOTU. Now there's a movie. Life goes on. Master Universe continues.
Yep, and we're in quite a peak for this year. We already said hi to Timescales. Good morning from San Francisco. Good morning. Oh, good evening from Dubai.
Oh wow.
From Dud Wimple. Wow. Good to see
Dubai.
you.
Awesome. Good to see you.
Dud Wimple. Yeah, definitely. Collector Phil, I'm in Tokyo. It's 1:18 a.m. and I'm chilling with you guys before sleep. Phil, you're awesome.
It's good to see you, bro.
Man, it is our honor that you're chilling with us, buddy. Silva's asking, just arriving. Any news about the movie? I guess we could get into some movie news articles yet. Not too much news, but I think some to share since last HE-MANIACS. Let's see. Masters Universe Classic. I was just thinking, guys, when the movie comes out and you've seen it, how will you do the live show? As there'll be lots of people who won't see it at the same time, so we won't want spoilers. But
unfortunately,
we're gonna just
the way that always works is
show with "Don't watch this until you watch the movie."
Yeah.
You basically just say disclaimer, like spoilers ahead, and when we say spoilers ahead, we'll give you a signal that it's spoiler free.
Yeah, we might be able to do like a 5-minute just general review, how much we loved it, and then but eventually we're gonna have to get into spoilers.
Be like, all right, we're deep diving.
Yeah, it'd be like pause it here, go watch the movie, come back to this moment. Silva's, I'm from Brazil, and I'm a big fan of MOTU. Brazil loves MOTU, man. That is huge. Sometimes I wonder if it's bigger than it is here in the United States. So, I mean, didn't it have like a He-Man like pop album? I believe
in Brazil.
Yeah, in Brazil. Yeah, I remember some.
Not even that long ago, Carnival had a giant Panther and Skeletor on their float.
Oh yeah.
Gigantic.
That's
huge.
That's right. Collector Phil's looking out. Hit that like button, my Eternian brothers. Yeah, awesome. Please do. That always helps. And Masters Universe Classic. Also, what's going on? Oh, with the faking Filmation Blue Faker MOTU animation. I'm not really clued up on that. It's we can get into that. We'll tread carefully because some people are very sensitive, but some fans were concerned. Started out in the forums. Then some people suggested I write an article about it, and we tried to do that on HE-MANIACS.com. Because there's enough. Well, I guess we can get there, but there's enough people like in the Kickstarter and stuff really concerned, really about what was going on. So we can get into that. So, but first, let's hit the movie stuff, I guess. So let's get that back on stage. Say goodbye to Shira.
No.
Actually, maybe we should mention, because it was after last live. I should go to page number 2, I think. Maniacs Live. Where was He-Maniacs Live? Oh, Michael Halpern. Yeah. Okay. Here was the He-Maniacs Live. That's right. We did mention that Larry Houston. We're going to talk about MOTUniverse. We did mention that Larry Houston is coming to MOTUniverse on last He-Maniacs Live, which is awesome. Oh yeah, Mondo Triclops is out. I love that figure. But here, let's.
How's it doing? Did it finally sell through, or?
That's a great question, Jay. But before we get into that, real quick, let me click on the link and see if it's still available. Because that's right, and this was not a timed edition. This one was a limited edition. So let's take a look.
Yeah, it was 2,000 pieces, right?
It did not sell through. Not as of yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That would be certainly interesting. Okay. Okay. So Amazon MGM will spend almost 2 hours at CinemaCon 2026 showing off their upcoming slate. CinemaCon is the largest and most important gathering of movie theater owners from around the world. Happening this year in the Caesars Palace Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, from April 13th to 16th, 2026. Amazon MGM Studios revealed last year at CinemaCon a Masters of the Universe movie sizzle reel that showed behind-the-scenes videos with their cast in their costumes, massive sets, and an interview with film creators, including director Travis Knight. Now Amazon will be back again this year presenting an exclusive presentation of their upcoming slate for 1 hour and 45 minutes long. Considering the long length and that actors and directors often appear on stage at CinemaCon to promote their movies, we expect a large section of this exclusive presentation to feature the Masters of the Universe movies. So April 15th should be a big night for He-Man fans. So stay tuned. And thanks to the very awesome David for the help on this article. He helps so much. He's awesome. So any thoughts on this, guys? Not much to say. But the fact that I'm sure, I have a feeling there's going to be actors on stage because they do that all the time at CinemaCon. And
last flight to Vegas is what comes to mind.
Are you a movie theater owner?
Hey, I snuck in the Comic-Con before I can sneak into CinemaCon.
You can buy a ticket. You can buy a ticket. There are and you can apply as press. Right, so
that's true.
Yeah, press are more than welcome. Like
I'm with HE-Mania.com. Excuse me.
There you go. Hey, it's on your side of the country.
It's true.
It might be too late. I don't know. It's something we could look into, Mikey.
No, it's up to you. You can go. You can still go. Again, you can just buy a ticket.
Okay. Yeah, I meant for press pass. They sometimes have a cutoff. Yeah, so we'll have to see.
I can buy a ticket. That'd be sweet, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to it. And unfortunately, there's not much leaks that come out of CinemaCon. I mean,
I know,
once in a
right? All the
while.
stuff they were talking about last year, we still haven't even seen any images like that.
Yeah, I did see 2 images from last year's CinemaCon. One was from Wicked. Someone took a it was what was that second movie called? Wicked for Good, right?
Yeah.
And at the time it hadn't come out yet, and someone took a shot of like I guess footage they were showing, so it was just a screenshot. And then I think I saw something Spider-Man related. But again, it wasn't video. It was just someone taking a single image. So, but people were sharing celebrity guests that were on stage.
Right.
So maybe at least we can see the panel, So, which would be really cool.
It would be cool. They've been doing a bit of their circuit tour already, right? I mean, we've already seen Mattel invite them to the Mattel headquarters to see their action figures. So yeah, so far it's been a really interesting journey. And lately, and I know many of us have been seeing this already. They've been recutting small scenes for social media, on stories and things like that. Like I think this morning they just posted another Skeletor He-Man fight. Right prior to that, they did a Allison Brie tussle with Camila Mendez. So they're doing a lot of cool stuff right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's all footage we've seen.
Yeah, but you know what? That when you really think about it, I think we talked about it. That trailer was ridiculous. That trailer was a supercut trailer. You know what I mean? That I think
I don't know about you guys.
What do you think about this?
Yeah.
Was that a Super Bowl trailer that was released? Like seriously, what do you think?
You know what? Maybe. And why I say that, Jay, is if you remember, we got this great teaser the day before that had the television set, and back in the day, people would work out like this, and people would eat this, and it was a great, and they would watch. It was so fun, and this felt like one of those. If you remember the Barbie teaser, where it's just Barbie standing on a beach, and there's little kids playing with baby dolls, and here it comes. It's a rehash of or a knockoff of 2001: The Space Odyssey, when the monkeys come and see this big black monolith, and and suddenly they all break their dolls, and it was a beautiful teaser, and it felt like that was supposed to be the teaser. And then this was going to be the next trailer, and somehow it felt like that first one was wasted away. It was great for 24 hours, and then everyone forgot it because it was, the full trailer. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was meant for the Super Bowl. I mean, it turned out that Variety was wrong, and they did buy a commercial spot for Project Hail Mary. Variety said they were out of the game, and turned out they were in the game. So we were hoping to see something MOTU related, even if it wasn't new footage. But yeah, that could have very well happened, Jay. But I don't know. We'll never know unless we can ask Mattel about it, and they'll be honest about it.
Yeah.
So
a supercut like that is usually for really big moments. And don't get me wrong, it ended up being a big moment itself, right? I mean, it overshadowed the Avengers teasers for a while, right?
Yeah.
So, it might have had the same effect with a much lower budget, which is great because whenever you tack on an expense like that, it goes directly to the film, right? So, I think it was money much better spent on a regular social media campaign rather than, $1 million for a spot on on the Super Bowl, which is actually more like $5 million. It's crazy. So we definitely would not have wanted that tacked onto the Master Universe.
Yeah. So we'll follow it up with this, which might turn out to be nothing, but I think might be at least a confirmation that the trailer is being shown with Project Hail Mary, which I've already gotten some.
Now am I buying a Project Hail Mary ticket right now?
Well, no, not. But there's a good chance it's the same trailer we've always seen. So
yeah, but to see it on the big screen,
Yeah, so some people have already seen screenings. You know what? Let me get to that in a second. Let me first read this article. Okay,
I just can't stop thinking of Mike buying a ticket to a movie, seeing the screener, and walking right out. That would be the most hilarious thing I've ever.
I probably would have never seen Anaconda in theaters had I not had the tip
Believe the
of,
rumor.
oh, there might be a MOTU trailer.
Jay, they actually did that. If you remember way back, was it 1999, when the Phantom Menace trailer
Oh yeah.
was attached to a Brad Pitt movie and Anthony Hopkins. It's something to do about Satan. Brad Pitt was the devil or an angel of death. Do you guys remember that movie?
I do remember that. It was very early on in his career.
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't remember the name of the movie. I think it was something. Anyway, I know what you're talking about though. But yeah, I could totally see, like, 100%. I could totally see Star Wars fans doing something absolutely nuts like that. They just go in, they watch the trailer, then they all shuffle out. Right? I could totally see that. Right?
Yeah.
It's great
Meet
on
Joe
theaters.
Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Joe Black. Yes, Meet Joe Black. Exactly. Meet Joe Black. Exactly.
So yeah, Mike, the trailer was attached, and what happened is tons of Star Wars fans were buying tickets, going inside, watching the trailer, and then leaving. It was like a 3-hour movie. They thought it was boring, but just to see the trailer in the big screen. Now they were streaming the trailer back on the computers that day, but a lot of people had dial up, so you'd watch the trailer in this little tiny window, on your computer.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't there was no streaming back then, but what you had to do is you had to download the trailer from Apple. They actually had a QuickTime video.
Oh, QuickTime!
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, that's the era. We're going way back here. We're going way back. Right? You actually had to use QuickTime to actually watch that. And if your computer wasn't powerful, here's the crazy thing about that: if your computer wasn't powerful enough, QuickTime wouldn't run on your computer. Not with that high resolution, right? It was the days of, as you said, dial-up, right? It was crazy. It was a crazy time.
You know what's crazy? I just went to Project Hail Mary, 7 p.m. showing on a Friday. Almost full. Only in the front row, not sold out. Not nuts.
Oh wow! Well, I hear it's a great movie.
Yeah, the movie itself looks pretty good too. Like, let's be honest. It's
IMAX.
Ryan Gosling, right? So it looks like a pretty neat movie.
Okay, so here we go. New PG Masters of the Universe movie trailer has been classified. Is it new footage or just a recut, possibly attached to Project Hail Mary this week? So back in December 2025, we surmised that the first Masters of the Universe trailer would be timed along with Mercy, another big theatrical film starring Chris Pratt that was coming to theaters from Amazon MGM Studios. Then on January 22nd, a day before the official release of Mercy, it happened. The first trailer for Masters of the Universe was released. Well, now, this Friday, March 20th, Amazon MGM's next big budget movie, Project Hail Mary, is coming to theaters. And this month, the British Board of Film Classification has classified a new trailer for Masters of the Universe movie. And unlike the previous trailer that was rated 12A, this new trailer is rated PG and 15 seconds shorter. The first trailer, second trailer, yep. So considering the timing, will a new Masters of the Universe trailer be attached to Amazon MGM's next big budget movie, Project Hail Mary, coming this week? And if so, will it be the same trailer with some minor cuts, removing content unsuitable for small children? Or will it contain new footage? Since the new trailer is slightly 14 seconds shorter in running time and has less objectionable content based on its rating, we don't want to rule out a cut down version for the younger British audiences, perhaps without the Skeletor fight after the title card. They are a little more restrictive there when it comes to violence, like the US is when it comes to sex and nudity. We just don't know for certain, but we'll find out this week together. So if you guys know, 12A is kind of like RPG-13. You can't be 12 and under to watch this trailer without being accompanied by adult. But PG is equivalent to the Green Band trailer. So since then, I've had a couple people reach who have gone to early screenings of Project Hail Mary, and they did see Masters of the Universe trailer, the one we're used to, attached. They actually, it was one who sent it to me? Geek Illustrator Dad. He took a picture of it in the theater. You know, it was Adam in his room is like, this is attached. So we got to see the trailer in the movie theater, but it didn't have any new footage. Now, I will caveat that usually with screeners, they never show new trailers. They didn't show the Dune 3 one, they didn't show Spider-Man. But we know this weekend, Spider-Man and Dune 3 will be shown with Project Hail Mary. Is there a possibility there might be a different trailer? I guess so. But it could be just very well the same one we've seen a million times on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, I just watched that trailer this morning, man. I'm excited for that one too. It's really good.
It looks okay. I wasn't. There were a whole bunch of things which, again, they're drawing from the history of Spider-Man, so it is interesting at the end of the day. But I'm not sure that they would release any new footage with a shorter trailer. I think much like what we've already been seeing, they're already repurposing the trailer's contents on multiple social media. So fingers crossed. You never know. You might get a really quick clip of Jared Leto finally talking. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But we'll see, I guess. I think that would be cool if we actually saw him actually say something, right? I think that would be neat.
Yeah. But at least it looks like you're going to get something in at least the old trailer, Mike, in case you want to see that in the theaters.
Yeah, I do.
So, did you guys see the Dune 3 trailer?
Friday night.
I really like the Dune 3 trailer. That looked good.
I'm a huge fan of Dune, so I have to see it. So thank you for letting me know that it dropped. I got to take a look at that.
Yeah. So Collector Phil says the teaser trailer literally brought tears to my eyes. Then yet again with the actual trailer. Wait, Let me try this again.
The first teaser brought tears to his eyes. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. Then yet again with the actual trailer, period. But that teaser with the Filmation music just did it right. Oh, okay. So I think he means by teaser trailers the one with the intro,
TV,
I guess.
Yeah,
with TV.
The very first short teaser trailer. The super teaser.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, with the Filmation music, just did it right all in all. Yeah, I think I felt emotional too when I saw that, especially being such a big Filmation fan. So I almost wish that actually stayed in the actual, I guess theatrical trailer. So, I'm gonna have to get this sort in my head because normally the first trailer is a teaser trailer, but this was sort of like a preview trailer in a way because it was very short. Was it the first one? Pretty short.
No, that is technically a teaser trailer. I mean, that's how short a teaser trailer would be.
Yeah, I mean that was what 30 seconds.
It was less than 30 seconds. Yeah, about 30 seconds. That is a true teaser. The second one was a supercut. The second one was literally a supercut. It was
over
like way
2
longer
minutes. It's pretty long trailer.
Yeah, it was longer than it should have been, and a lot of people believe the same thing. It maybe it revealed too much. Who knows, right?
Shall we watch it, guys? Just for fun. 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So 30 seconds. I don't know. All right, but let's talk. Yeah, let's watch the teaser. Hang on. I gotta make sure I'm sharing the screen. Oh, it didn't come up though, did it? Here we go. There we go. Let's watch it.
Not long ago, when times were simpler, this was a healthy breakfast. This was a powerful workout. And this was a hero. Perhaps now more than ever, we need that kind of hero again.
It was perfect. It was nice, sweet, really set you up for the next one. And again, and then when the next one hit as hard as it did, I think that's where a lot of people just got excited. So
you know what hits me hard, where it says, we need that hero more than ever now. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like there's a lot of double entendres there, but really it's at the end of the day, I really appreciate the message it's trying to send.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay, what should we get into next?
I am hungry. Yes, Masters Universe Classics. Mike smiled when he saw the cereal. Yes.
All right, let's get to the comments here. I know Classics wanted to talk about faking filmation. Here we go. Eternianos says, do you think the image we know so far, Adam holding the sword, will be the final poster of the film? No, I don't think so, unfortunately. I mean, I would love that to be the case, but I think it's going to be one of those Marvel ones.
Probably
pose all the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's too many stars not to feature on the main poster.
First of all, as we know, right, there are multiple different posters that will be released over time, right? That's the first thing. Secondly, different regions will get different posters, right? We already know that Japan will receive a different poster, the UK will receive a different poster, and it depends on who they decide should be working on the artwork, right? So we're going to see a whole bunch of posters leading up to the event, and I'm really hoping that Mattel will, not just Mattel, but also MGM, they'll start doing, a giveaway blitz, where they have a whole bunch of promotions at different theaters, just handing out promotional posters. I think that would be absolutely amazing, right? Anyone who actually got one of those Secret of the Sword posters, man, those things are incredible, and they're going for buku bucks on eBay. So if you happen to get one, right, and are lucky enough to get one, hold on to it and take care of it, because in the future they collectors really are hungry for that kind of stuff. Even the 87 movie, there's some really cool different posters from the UK, like painted ones, right? So really great stuff.
Yeah, I still think the main poster will be in the majority of the countries, and that will feature all the stars. So you have too many famous stars to remove them from the poster and just sell, basically a faraway shot of Nicholas holding the sword up into the air. I would love that, and that's the poster I would want on my wall. But I get, if you're trying to sell it to non-MOTU fans, you want to include Idris Elba. How many women are in love with Idris Elba? And Jared Leto, right? There are a lot of women out there that are in love with Jared Leto. I don't know why I keep just going to the women right now, but the point is,
well, I mean, there are a lot of young tweens who were in love with Nicholas Gallatin, right? So I mean, there are a lot of young men who are in love with Camila Mendes and Alison Brie, and of course, there's a lot of Deadpool fans who love, the a lot of different tie-ins, right? So,
even the Sorceress, she has her own television show on network television right here in the United States. I forget what that's called, Police Country or something. Mike, that's okay.
I just saw it on her Instagram, and now I can't think of it. I'm brain farting, but yes, I know.
Well, the whole Firefly cast is actually reuniting for, I think, a reboot series. So
I saw something about that.
Yeah, they've been. Who is it? Nathan Fillion has been like on social media like crazy, just reuniting with all of his cast members, doing these funny little skits where he visits their house and says, "I can't do this without you." It was really crazy when he went to who was it, Andy Tudyk? He went to his house and he's like, "Well, okay, I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but it's going to be interesting how they get him involved again." So,
anyway. Right. Definitely.
Any Firefly fans here? I don't know.
No, you know what? I didn't watch the series. I did watch, what was it? Serenity? What is it called?
Serenity, yeah. That's Serenity.
And I thought it was okay.
So you know the ending of Serenity then.
I don't remember it at this point, but I probably do if you remind me. Yeah. So.
Well, that's why I said the off, like that's why I was talking about Tudyk, right? Mm-hmm. Why it will be interesting to see how they get him back into the series. So
anyway, spoilers.
I didn't say anything though.
Yeah.
For a show that's how old?
It's gonna be 20 years old.
It's almost 20 years, I think. Yeah.
Klinsky, same collector Phil. The teaser really got me with the connection to the figures and cartoons. I know we are all dying to get a trailer, but maybe it would be better to released a trailer a week later or so. I agree. That should have been what we got in December. We were all waiting, complaining. Where's the trailer? It's December when Barbie's little teaser came out, mocking or not mocking, parroting or mimicking 2001: Space Odyssey. That came in December on its own, and that 30-second dream should have came in December as well, attached to Avatar, right, or released at the same time as Avatar. Let it breathe, and then we would have gotten it. But this turned into just trailer comes out tomorrow. You know, that's why I'm a little apprehensive in calling it a teaser trailer, because it just was an announcement for the trailer. And yeah, I agree.
By that very definition, it is a teaser trailer of a trailer.
Yeah, I know. But then we could go back and say those teasers that you get.
They only teased you for less than 24 hours.
Yeah. It's like coming tomorrow.
The thing is, you can't call the trailer a teaser trailer though, because it's way too long. Teasers are usually under 30 seconds, so that's why.
Right,
that's why
which is what the first one was. Which
is why you would call that a teaser trailer, right?
Well, teaser trailers aren't normally just 30 seconds. They're usually, I think, over a minute. I think if you look at all the Marvel movies,
traditionally they have been more or less under a minute, right? Whereas this one is more like a supercut, right? It really is one of those things that a lot of people are saying it gave away too much. Right. So anyway, we still have a lot of movie. There's a lot of movie to go. So
Mike smiled when he saw the cereal. I think he's hungry.
I think we all smiled when we saw the cereal, buddy.
They usually Masters Universe Classic. They usually have teaser posters and then an official movie poster to really get people excited with more content in the poster and reveals. Yeah, it's like the Simpsons 2 poster. Have you seen it? Look it up. That's a teaser poster like MOTU is. I'll look up Simpsons 2. Remember that. Go ahead, Jay.
Here's the thing about Master Universe. They're being very careful with it. It's not what you would call a typical campaign. They're doing everything very guerrilla style. Keeping everybody on their toes, not really giving any hints about what's happening, when it's happening, or who's going to be focused in on. They're I think that they really are. I think Mattel anyway. I think is very much invested in this, more so than they have been for Master Universe in any regard, right? And I think many of us, present company as well, has been talking about how this is the year of Master Universe, like in terms of its presence in pop culture. I think that this really is an opportunity for Master Universe to become something more than what the fans believe it is. Right, something more. There's something to reach other potential markets.
So check out this poster. This poster's great, right? So where it's just a donut for Simpsons 2. What does it say here? It says Homer's coming back for seconds. I mean, look at this, and there's all little. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just like little candy 2s on the donut.
That's cool.
So yeah, that is a perfect first poster. Do you know what I mean?
But that's definitely when you have market penetration. Just the style of the donut, the way it looks, you can definitely, and the association of donuts with Homer, right? Yeah. It's just really good branding, right?
Yeah.
So
and same thing with the Masters Universe poster, because no way on the main poster you're going to show the back of Nicholas's head. Even though it's iconic to us, and it might turn out to be our favorite poster. Seeing him grab the sword, they're going to want to show the star power.
The power sword.
Yes. Which is why this is definitely this teaser poster is definitely for the fans.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the next poster is going to be, the whole fresco. Right. It's going to be all the stars, done in a very, traditional, fantasy style poster, style. Right. Which will look kind of. It depends. It might look painted. It might look photographed, right? So we'll see, and I'm really excited about that because I like those types of posters.
Right. Me too. Okay, so let's go back. All right. Okay, so let's talk this faking filmation thing. Since they asked, we're going to try to tread lightly, because I don't want this to turn into a Scott thing. Look, Scott, aka Toy Guru, he's done. I think Jay's brought it up. He's kind of like he's done a lot for the community. What is the word now? He's kind of blacklisted. I think this might be the correct phrase right now from a lot of the community based on some of the things he said and some of the things he's predicted and some of the things he stood by, right or wrongly. He's kind of been sort of excised from the community a little to the to the outside. But he has still done a lot with classics and a lot for the brand.
I mean,
It looks
definitely
like Jay.
appreciate what he did for the brand during, it's like the dark ages of MOTU. There was no cartoon, there was no nothing, movies was dead in the water at that point. But here we had this amazing figure line that was really marketed towards just wasn't in Target, wasn't in Walmart. You had to sign up to actually order these things via a collector website. So, I appreciate him for doing that. But yeah, I think over time, I don't know what happened with the fallout with Mattel and him, but it got pretty bad. And then it was like he just turned on the brand, and hating on Mattel and how they were handling the brand. And there was just a lot of negativity there. And I think a lot of the community kind of turned on him because of that negativity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of it, I think, was directed towards him saying that Mattel was going to lose the rights to Masters.
Right. Yeah, the problem. So we do have, and here's what kind of is always a problem, right? Fans are fans, and we tend to take things to heart, and we really are very, it cuts us to the quick when somebody who is part of the community and actually contributing and really championing the brand sort of turns their back on us, right? And turns their back on the brand and starts bad mouthing the brand, right? Scott did his part, you know what I mean? And for a long time he was really, helping to push Master Universe where it wasn't, as Mike said, it was, I won't say the dark ages, but nobody was thinking about Master Universe at the time, right? I had no idea Classics was around. I literally had no freaking clue. I completely missed the boat on Classics. It wasn't until, just before the pandemic that I heard about Classics. I literally was kicking myself because even at that time, each figure was commanding almost triple digits depending on the character. Double digits depending on the character. It was crazy. And in certain cases, like almost $100+, right? And really, if you really look at it, many of the things we take for granted now were actually first started with Matty Collector, right? The actual idea of ordering online, pre-orders, right? Subscription-based models, and then the first real corporate-backed crowdfund, right? Well before Mattel Creations, well before Hasbro Pulse, well before anyone was doing, and anyone in the corporate sector was doing any sort of crowdfunding. Mattel did it first, right? And it was spearheaded by Scott Knightley. And his fallout with the community was pretty. I do believe, AJ, you are correct. Ever since he started touting the idea that they're going to lose the license, they're going to lose control of their brand. Mattel has no legal standing as of this date. He was always talking about a very, very specific date, and when that date ticked over, then it was just like the conspiracy theorist out there. The what's it called? The doomsday theorist. It's like, oh, I missed the date. Actually, it was actually it was supposed to be a year later. You know what I mean? And he kept towing that line, and unfortunately, his credibility at that point really started to slip. And he has a lot of fans. Make no mistake, Scott Knightley still has a lot of fans, but I think he really got into hot water when, someone in the community, he published his photos, right, and said that they were he misrepresented. He basically took the line that no, these are public domain. Anything that's posted publicly is available for anybody to use under fair use. And you know what? There's a whole can of worms with that. And he decided to go down that, his particular path. And for a while, YouTube decided to say, no, you can't just do that, and made an example about that. but it blew over eventually. The parties involved got did their thing, and we're back to he has his channel again. So
yeah, yep. So I guess why I brought up Toy Guru is I don't want anything similar happening to James Etok, because like Toy Guru, James has also done a lot for the brand, especially the Filmation cartoon. Right, he has been really the leader, the guru, and he wrote the book basically of keeping the Filmation cartoon in the forefront of the community, gathering as much information as he can from production sheets to screenplays to storyboards to animation cells to I guess regular videos, behind the scenes videos. And he's just really been supportive of my favorite cartoon of all time, the He-Man and Masters Universe 1983 cartoon. And
historical preservation. He's definitely been at the forefront of trying to save many of these pieces, right? I think he even had the opportunity at one point because somebody had a whole house full of cell.
He went to Filmation's actual studio and went through it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got to go and pick out his own cells, and oh my god,
yeah, he had to.
He must have the best ones.
Yeah.
He must have the best backgrounds and the best cells, because immediately you're going to go through the main title, you're going to go for the transformations, right? So I would love to see his collection that he has. He sold a ton of them. I would argue he sold maybe 500, 600 through the years on eBay.
Yeah, he always has busted tunes on eBay. I just bought, not even that long ago, I bought something from him. Is this it here? I don't even remember what it is. I just bought.
But I'm assuming we're talking about faking Filmation.
No. Right now, he went to the actual. It's not the Filmation library, because Filmation was closed down. It was bought by Classics Media, I think it was. But James had an opportunity to go through all of the Filmation library that was no longer owned by the defunct Filmation. All the cells and stuff were in boxes and crates, and he got to go through it. Let me expand Mr. Mikey's thing here. Come on, maximize. Nice, the Power Hour. Nice.
Yeah, so that's from James.
Yeah, see,
that's a good pickup. Wow.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
A lot of
Congratulations, Mikey. That's great.
Thanks. A lot of people have, that would be good for show and tell and Attorney at Four.
Yeah, and again, he was on the forefront of historical preservation for that, because again, what are cartoons at the end of the day, right? A lot of people there's so many cartoons out there people have completely forgotten, right? And it's only when someone out there posts something on YouTube or on Twitter or something, and all of a sudden these repressed memories just come flooding back. So James Etok has definitely been on the forefront of trying to keep that memory alive. So
here's the big difference between James and Scott, and this is why I will love James forever, is he will never speak bad on the brand. He'll speak his opinion. There's been definitely iterations and things about MOTU he doesn't like, but he's always appreciated the brand and what Mattel has done. Even Super 7, when they had it, he was very much all about MOTU.
I think the things he doesn't like, he doesn't publicly speak about. There is an impression he's not wasn't a fan of Masters of the Universe Revelation, especially when it was touted as a continuation of the Filmation series. Right. So he was very quiet about that series, and people would ask him questions and he wouldn't respond to them. And that's also just what would you do? His mom raised him right? If you got nothing nice to say, don't say it all, kind of thing.
Right.
And so to your point, Mike, you're right. He's been very respectful to. He's never been publicly outcrying like, this is crap, this is bullshit, I hate this show, I hate that show. If he does, and I imagine he does, because we're all human, he does it in
private, right?
Privately, he doesn't let it get out.
But on that note, has he said something? Is there you're bringing it up that his
Masters? I wasn't going to talk about it, but Masters Universe Classic brought it up. So on HE-MANIA.com, we have a community forums, and people bring up different issues. And for a while now, we try to shine a spotlight on different issues, different concerns. Like one of them, a couple months ago was CancelCon, right? Where we know Mattel comes and reads HE-MANIA.com. So we wrote an article about how everyone's pre-orders get canceled over at. Actually, we have a new article that's kind of associated that we could talk about today, but how everyone's pre-orders are canceled on the Walmart site. So knowing that Mattel reads this site, we put together an article just shining a spotlight that, hey, these are all of these cancellations that are occurring. And it's very frustrating. And then on social media, we tagged Mattel, we tagged Walmart, and it was just very constructive. We just said we don't know where the problem lies. We don't know why it's happening, but hopefully both Walmart and Mattel, if they see this, can work on it to come up with a resolution. You know,
right. Like, why do these eBay sellers have hundreds in stock while people that pre-order Walmart, which is this giant national retailer, having theirs canceled?
Yeah,
so that's crazy.
Yeah, I think actually, let me just, since Jay was just sort of looking at that CancelCon. Yeah, here it is. Mattel, we have a problem putting a spotlight on mass Walmart pre-order cancellations. And it went through it, everything that was happening to people. And then at the end, it says, we are not going to speculate where exactly the problem lies, but we hope this issue is something that Mattel can at least take a look at and perhaps with Walmart's assistance, improve upon in the future. So we've been doing a series of articles, same thing with the snake lair, right? Where fans are confused and especially in our forums, are upset. We try to like do a nice spotlight on things to sort of
just to bring it to their attention. It makes sense,
right? To bring their attention and hopefully resolve. And for faking filmation, a thread appeared before this article I wrote. A thread appeared in the community forums, I guess a week and a half ago, with someone very upset. It was a backer, very upset. And then there were more backers that chimed in and more people that emailed me. And I did some research and I'm like, on the Kickstarter itself, comments of people being concerned and they're not being replied to in the Kickstarter. So I'm like, crap. And then someone suggested that I, do something about it, write an article or something like that. So that's what I did. And I guess I'll just read this.
Yeah. I'm actually a backer myself. I have a few $100s invested into that thing to be a executive producer, and have my name in the credits and all that. So I'm right there with a lot of these folks where I just kind of chalked it up to lost money at this point, so I was like,
yeah, you know who said that too, who's going to be coming to MOTU Universe, what's his name, our customs guy, Medosa Customs. He said on Instagram that he's like, I wrote it off. I figured that's it, I was screwed out of my money. So so this was the article, almost 5 years and still waiting, putting a spotlight on backers' concerns, especially concerning likenesses with faking filmation. From international shipping issues at Mattel Creations, so that was another thing we covered. Remember when Mattel wouldn't ship to all those countries, Jay?
Yeah.
We did a big article on that. From international shipping issues at Mattel Creations to the Walmart CancelCon debacle, in an effort to give a voice to the community, HE-MANIA.com tries to focus on issues impacting that community. And today we thought it might be beneficial to shine a spotlight on frustrations some have been experiencing for years with a project called Faking Filmation. Faking Filmation is a proposed documentary that surrounds a classic Filmation like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fan episode titled The Return of Faker by He-Man superfan James Etok. It was a clever idea, repurposing backgrounds, character models, animation, and voice recordings from the 1983 classic He-Man cartoon and other Filmation works with new elements to create a fan 131st episode, so to speak. If you own the Eternia collection on Blu-ray, you can already watch The Return of Faker right now because James Etok assisted Play On Pictures on this collection. While The Return of Faker might not be everyone's cup of tea as a fan episode, and in the context that it should be judged, it's a real fun endeavor and a love letter to the series. However, when you know it, the rights holders to the 1983 He-Man and Masters Universe cartoon felt otherwise, and they pulled the plug on the fan project. Enter Zero Cool Films, a division of Pyre Productions, the parent company run by Rob McCullum. They started a Kickstarter campaign for a faking filmation documentary that is supposed to surround the saga of this fan episode, among other things. Their goal was to, along with delivering a documentary, include the entire fan episode, The Return of Faker, in the documentary. And we have in bold, our current goal is to include The Return of Faker as a piece of bonus content. That was right from the Kickstarter. So on April 6, 2021, the Kickstarter campaign was launched, and with a $30,000 goal, 1,204 backers overfunded it by 381.71% with a pledge of $114,513 to bring the documentary to life. Imagine that, having a $30,000 goal and they give you $114,000. Some add-ons purchased would be delivered by the creator of the fan episode himself, James Eatock, including having your likeness added to the Return of Faker fan episode. Plus 9 additional minutes would be added to the Return of Faker. The estimated delivery date for this project was January 2023. But now, over 3 years past the promise date and close to 5 years from the launch date, many backers of the project have become disgruntled over the ordeal. Louder than ever when superfan James Eatock put out a video last week saying he'll be showing the full 40-minute Return of Faker episode at MOTU Fests, a convention this September in Northern Kentucky, with possibly Rob McCollum there to show faking filmation. Normally, this would be awesome news, considering they were restrained from showing the fan episode years before. But apparently at this point, the Kickstarter backers hadn't heard something concrete about their deliverables. Yet, it was being shown at a convention. So after the backlash, both Rob McCullum and James Eatock quickly put out statements promising to deliver on those deliverables. You can find those statements here and here. Yet some are still concerned those deliverables might not be met, especially the fans that paid for their likenesses to be added to the Return of Faker fan episode. The question has been raised for years, but a backer as recent as 7 months ago received the below response. One of the backers we have blurred out. I had a question, this was 7 months ago. I had a question about a couple of the purchased add-ons, the character sketch by James Eatock, and my likeness being in the Return of Faker. When and how will these be done? I've seen no communication regarding these. And Zero Cool Films responded, hi, such and such. James will be in contact regarding both of those perks. He has the necessary information in order to reach out to you. I've asked for an update on both in a recent email to him and will gladly update the community on both when I hear back. Thanks for your patience. Now we're back to the article. Yet still, as recent as 2 days ago, it seems many people have not been reached out to, as expressed on social media, our community forums, and the Kickstarter itself, where the below examples were pulled. And we took screenshots of 3 examples. One was 2 days ago from that article. I have had 0 attempts by Robert James to get my picture since 2023, despite making multiple reminder posts about it. Is it really getting animated by September? Is it too much? If it's too much of a hassle, I'm fine with a refund. Next one says, I pledged for a character print and my likeness in Return of Faker. I have not seen any communication around either of these. How do I get my character print of choice? And are people still getting their likeness used in Return of Faker? Another one, screenshot. Much and like the other commenters, I pledged to have my likeness and the physical copy. Why are you not contacting backers or being transparent? We've been waiting patiently for so long. Back to the article, it's almost done. Several people have contacted HE-MANIACS directly about it as well to see if we can assist since they are not getting responses. It's hard to imagine why it's been almost 5 years and these backers have still not been contacted. However, we are not going to speculate where exactly the disconnect is. We do hope shining a light on this issue is something that will help people get the responses they are looking for with it ultimately being resolved to everyone's satisfaction. We'll see you next time. So then after that, James and I had some dialogue back and forth, and he said that he's working on getting everyone the deliverables. And, I told James, hey, whenever you're done or whatever plan you have, or if you want to give them an email address, just send me what you're doing, and I will do a follow-up article to follow this up. Say this, hey, James has heard you, blah, blah, blah. But he hasn't sent me anything since that initial conversation, maybe a day after the article. And we learned by a reply that James made in social media that he hasn't started that yet. And some people were freaking out, meaning he hasn't started asking all these people who paid for their likeness to be added to the cartoon. He hasn't requested them yet and hasn't started that scene yet. So obviously in the community forums, being practically 5 years later, that he hasn't even started that portion yet.
Right. That
upset
people.
That upset people. So it was really, I was excited that James and I were talking. I was hoping he's going to come up with this whole thing. It's like, hey, if you still haven't sent me your likeness, send it to this email address. I'll get working on it right away. But none of that happened. But he did say he promises to give all the deliverables. When that will be, I'm not sure. All I know is he promises to do so. And he says,
I got to step out to take this guy out. He's in my face like crazy. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. It's do we have any other topics after this, AJ, or like what the?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Well,
I only brought it up because Masters Universe Classic.
No. The reason being is because I'm gonna have to bow out. I've got to get going. I got another pretty soon.
Okay.
So,
just bow out when Mike goes back. I mean,
yeah, no worries. So basically, are you worried that James will become a pariah on this? Is that what?
Well, no. I just wanted to speak gently because I don't want to see the same thing happening. That's all. Obviously, all we want is to support this community, and this community, like you go to Instagram posts, and a lot of people have thought the same thing. They're just like, I figured it's gone. My money's wasted, and that might due to be a disconnect in communication. Hopefully it'll improve. That's the only goal. That was the only goal of the article, like the cancel con, like one that we're going to go into next, because Jay, you might have to leave, but we have another article that we showed a spotlight that occurred since then about all these eBayers having hundreds of vintage collection Masterverse figures, and tied in with cancellations of people's Walmart pre-orders. Meaning you go to their eBay site and it says 104 sold, and it's vintage collection Merman Masterverse. So that's the next article we're getting in. So, but the point is, we hope, the hope is just so people start feeling better and there's a resolution. So, and no, I don't want to see anything happen to Scott that happened to Scott to happen to James or anybody.
Yeah,
I don't like it happening to Scott. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I apologize for having to duck out. It's just that I was expecting to I'm seeing notices come on my phone right now. But in terms of what's happening with any sort of Kickstarter or crowdfund project, the real main issues at the end of the day are always going to be what's promised, what's available, what you can promise, what you can deliver, and what the expectations are, for the people who supported the project, right? Yeah. On a personal note, I will say that having done several crowdfund projects, first, with multiple different communities, I will say that they're never easy.
You would hope that overfunding makes it a little easier.
No, not really. That makes it harder. To be perfectly honest with you, that makes it even harder. And wow. People will look at you and like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would that make it harder? Here's the reality. Okay. I'm only speculating here. I'm only speculating, but having done this with another raise, with Flipboard and the Champions of the Faraday, I'll put it to you this way, AJ. As you offer more, the ability to fulfill those becomes more difficult. Okay, and one of the main things with having likenesses brought to you is that you have to contract someone to actually get that likeness done. That's difficult because
I think James is actually doing the likenesses. So
that's
he's
even
an artist.
worse. That's even worse. If you don't have anybody actually helping you, then let's say, for example, AJ, let's say that because they overraised, as you mentioned, right? And I don't know if the Kickstarter is still up, but how many people actually took that likeness option, and was there a cutoff, right? Because if you have 50 people who you have to do likenesses for, right? Then let's just say on average, right, a really good artist could probably bang one out in a day, right, for someone's likeness, right? Let's just say that, and you have 50 of these to do, right? That's 50 days that James has to commit to actually get all of these out. And if you're an artist, you know this firsthand. It is hard to really put your best foot forward to actually create really good artwork, right? So let's just say James can do, James is on a roll and he's actually getting these out one per day, right? Let's be generous. Let's just say he's actually able to get them out one per day, right? But then something happens, all of a sudden he's got an appointment, he's got a doctor's, he's got his dog gets sick, something like that, right? Things tend to mount and they become problematic, right? And you're not always able to fulfill these things. It became and here's the other problem that a lot of people don't understand about crowdfunding. A lot of times is actually getting in contact with the people who have actually backed you. Email addresses change, phone numbers change, addresses change, right? And actually getting those in line can also be problematic, right? And of course, as we're already seeing, there's a lot of people who are directly contacting James and trying to get the rewards. But it's such a difficult thing. And then there's the flip side of the coin. Why have people been waiting 4+ years on this? What happened? Where was the disconnect? Legality is one part of this, for sure, right? That literally stopped everything in its tracks. But where were we on that overall train? Like, what was the overall solution for that, right? There's a lot, and people are going to point the finger and say, you should have done refunds, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's not as simple as that, right? Once the funds are deposited into a certain place, it's not like it was easier to actually do it when everything was handled by Kickstarter. After Kickstarter they literally wipe their hands of everything after they're done. They're like, here's the money, you deal with it. And trying to get people back their money, it is a logistic freaking nightmare. So I do not envy James Etalk in the task that he's been given. But one thing I will say, and this is just coming from someone who's already done this, right? We've tried our best to actually say, to give definitive timelines. And even then, when we gave definitive timelines, we were like, this is subject to how long it takes to manufacturing, how long it takes to ship it over here. And then what happens is the freaking, tariff situation just blew up.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Kickstarters. It's impossible to predict what is going to happen, what is going to get in your way, what is going to, and
well, I think Jay, I hear you.
I'm just going to end off on this.
Yeah.
As much as we want everything to be perfect, it's impossible. Things are always going to get in the way. Timelines are always going to be skewed. And the thing is that, again, if James Etalk is doing this on his own, dear God, that's a lot of freaking work, man. It really is. Authoring DVDs, authoring Blu-rays, that's a whole different thing in itself. It's a powder keg, and
so
not powder. It's a hill that's really hard to traverse. And
I don't want to stomp on the community though. But what I'm saying is, I think if there's a little better communication, like you're replying, Mike is replying to every comment in the MOTUniverse Kickstarter. Someone's replying. Someone has a question or a concern. Okay. you could go through their comments and find tons of things not replied to it. And everyone's talking about communication. When am I going to be talked to? When am I going to be asked? And I've been waiting for years. So I think this goes away if the communication got better. People understand.
Nothing goes away. No, that's not true. Nothing goes away. Like we've tried our best, and here's what I'm trying to say. It's a two-way street, as you're saying. It's not on the community. It's not on James. It's not on anybody. We like, no matter what, it's hard to keep track of these things. And you know what? Even if you have a big team working on this, right? Things slip through the cracks. Some things will happen. People don't reply on a timely manner, and things get lost. Email strings, and you know this, AJ. Sometimes on a group chat, you could look at it on 1 hour of the day, and then another hour of the day, it's already like 600 messages long, right? So these are things which unfortunately do happen, right? But here's where I'll end off on this, because I do got to go, and I'll try to pop back in when I can. But it's a two-way street, right? And no one really should be able to say, definitively, you screwed up here, right? No, that's not true. There are mitigating factors. There are a lot of things that happen along the way that make things difficult for anybody to actually complete a project, right? And I think, to everybody's credit, when you try to do these things for the very first time, you have no idea what you're really getting into. It's nearly impossible to predict what will happen. And even if you've done this the 10th or 12th or 13th time, something's going to happen, right? And I hope
his Power of Grayskull documentary, was that a Kickstarter as well? That first documentary that Rob did?
I think he's had a bunch of Kickstarter successful runs. Is Power of Grayskull? I don't remember, but I believe he's had some successful ones. Let me put James' official statement out here real quick, so he has his voice. He says, yes. Oh, actually, yes. Yep. Yes. When that particular scene, the last scene we have to work on, enters production, I'll be asking everyone for their likenesses. As you can imagine, it's an incredible hard shot to set up. I'm still confused by a recent article, meaning HE-MANIACS.com, that went up saying that lots of people are concerned when you were the only person, this person was on Instagram, to ask me publicly or privately about the likeness. Yet we have screenshots in the article, tons of people asking.
I was going to say, I feel like James probably isn't having the same kind of eye as Rob is on the actual Kickstarter comments.
Yeah, that could be fair to say, that Rob is more in charge of the actual Kickstarter. And you're right, Jay. Drawing those is going to take a lot of time. Maybe people are concerned that he hasn't started yet 5 years later.
I think that's the main concern, yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to let everyone know when he wants the likeness to start working on it, and it'll be fine. So, look, James is great. The community is great. I get the concern. It seems like a lot of people are just concerned really about the communication. And I realize there's a lot, but we're not talking 6 months. We're not talking a year. We're talking, 5 years next month?
Yes,
is it?
Half a decade.
Yeah. So the fact that they're still wondering, when is someone going to ask for my likenesses 5 years later? I hear you, Jay, but I think there's at least the communication has to improve. And that's all. I want everyone happy. I want James to continue to do cool stuff like this. And I want the community to feel like they're not throwing away their money on a lost cause, like Mike said. He kind of chalked it up that, I lost that, never getting that.
I mean, once you guys are done, I do want to. I have a couple points I want to get across.
Oh yeah. Mike hasn't been able to talk.
So Jay, whatever.
Yeah. No. Anyway, I got to bow out. I'll be back as soon as I can. But AJ, as always, if I don't come back in time, it's always a pleasure to hang out with the HE-MANIACS here live. And sorry, it's just that I got a message saying I got to go. Okay. But guys, anyways, if I'm able to pop back in, thanks a lot. And guys, take care, and always good journey, guys. AJ, if
good
you can like
Jay. Go check out his Mega J Retro channel on YouTube. See you, Jay.
Take it easy. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you.
All right, Mike, you haven't got to talk at all, so go ahead.
So when that whole thing was announced, I was very excited. I actually owned the Blu-ray set that came out in the UK. So I already own Faking Filmation. Technically, I can do the little secret code and watch it whenever I want, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wanted this whole new documentary. I loved Rob's previous work, and I think he does a great job with documentaries. So when this was all announced, I was all in. I was like, oh, I can have my name in the credits. I did want to do the likeness, but at the end of the day, I was like, I should probably, it's COVID times. I was trying to save money. Didn't do that. But I have plenty of friends who did. So I actually know 3 separate people that are supposed to have their likeness in this film. Throughout the years, I got all kinds of updates. As a backer, you get updates from Rob early on, and he hit some point. I want to say it was either 2023 or maybe early 2024. He hit some personal points in his life where his life was going really rough, and he vented all about it to the backers, and it became this and maybe this is just for me, maybe this is just my opinion, but it became this, I'm not getting this done because of such and such and such and such. Feel sorry for me and thank you for your patience kind of thing. And for a while, I was okay with it. And then I start hearing from people that he was making these purchases of things. And it was like, again, you can't, it's all speculation, right? But it's like, you hear this stuff and you start getting this stuff in your head of like, well, where did that come from? He was overfunded by this much. Why is he getting this? Like, there was all this craziness. And I love James. James is an amazing guy. I really wish we could get him to MOTUniverse, but him to come overseas, that was going to be way too much, unfortunately.
That's tricky.
I'm excited to see him at MOTU Fest because I will be going to that. So I'm happy to connect with him there. But yeah, it's just, it's kind of just sad that here we are 5 years later. And again, there was an update that just went out, which kind of sparked this whole reignition of what really sparked it was Faking Filmation will not include the return of Faker. And that's what blew everybody up, was like, whoa, what? And then Rob had to backtrack himself and say and literally posted another update the next day saying, whoa, James is going to do it, but it will be separate from Faking Filmation.
Yeah.
And then it was like all these statements went out. James is going to send a separate Blu-ray or DVD, whichever you ordered, of his cartoon. And then it was like Rob was kind of like washing his hands of James, and it just did not come across well to me personally. It felt like Rob was throwing James under the bus for all of this stuff. And I get that, yes, 5 years, James should have been a little more proactive trying to get people's likenesses and getting his portion done. But at the same time, this is Rob's project, and Rob should have been on James as well. Like, Rob should have been talking to James like, hey, we need to get this done. We need to, and again, this is all just me speculating. I don't know. This is just my opinion as a backer of that project. It felt like Rob was trying to separate himself from James and all of that, but somehow it's still going to be about James in the film. So it's just a really weird position to be in. And like I said, when we first started this conversation, I felt like at this point, my money was just, I gave $200 to Rob to do what he wanted with, and I'm out of $200. So that's kind of, short and sweet version right there for you.
Yeah. And, 5 years is a long time to wait. Well, geez, with the likenesses, you got to imagine it's going to be 6, at the least.
Well, I mean, if they're saying from their statements, they're hoping to ship all this stuff before MOTU Fest in September. So they've got only a few months to get all that done, which is...
Yeah, and maybe he can do it, but, Yeah. If they haven't started production yet, I don't know how they could put it on a Blu-ray. Maybe you get your scene as a video file. I don't know.
But anyway, let's go to more positive news.
But
what are they called? Mini Masters? What is it?
Let me just end this here though. Sometimes it sucks to do this, but my primarily HE-MANIACS.com, the primary goal is for the community. Look, I for the longest time I've been trying to get on Mattel's list to get included with advanced copies of toys and stuff like that, like some of these influencers, and sometimes I feel like some of the articles I put up there, like complaining about Mattel's Creations international shipping, hurts me in that framework of getting on that list, because here I am in my gentlest way possible, just trying to shine a light and criticize the situation that hopefully gets fixed. So it's always been community first. I don't want James upset at me either. I don't want anybody upset at me. I just want the community to be served. And and I think that's the most important thing to both me and Mike and Jay, is the community. And look, HE-MANIACS.com runs at a loss, guys. You don't see no crazy ads because it's just a labor of love. I can make it crazy ads, but it's just little. So yeah, it's not the greatest position to be in, but hopefully this whole thing, bringing it out to the forefront, gets it resolved to everyone's satisfaction, to every single backer, not just Mike, but to everybody. It's out there. Maybe there's communications happening now for the likenesses and stuff like that. Maybe everything is just happening, and ultimately that was just the goal, and hopefully everyone is going to be pleased with the end result, moving forward. That's
yeah. I mean, that's all we can really hope for at this point, is everyone gets what they paid for. Better late than never, right?
Yep. Let's hope it just ends well, and then we can all smile and look back on this. So, all right, let's go to the chat real quick. Ryan says, "I'm in love with Camila Mendez."
Aren't we all? Come
on. Warren says H. And then he says, "Hi, Three Musketeers." Hey, Warren, good to see you, buddy. Masters Universe Classic says, "I really like Mike's display box at the back. It has the original 80s display stand that would hold the figures in the stores." He's asking that display stand. I think that's an
Origins. Yeah, this was for the reissue of Wave 2 of Origins.
Yeah.
I literally threw it in my Target cart. Go to my Instagram. You got to scroll a ways. 2023, I think I got it, but I literally did a live where I just threw it in my cart and rolled on out.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people got that. It was cool. Yeah. It was cool. I wish
these things sell for crazy on eBay now too. It's nuts.
Yeah, I have a cardboard standee of He-Man from FYE. But I would love to have one of those displays. They had them at Walmart too, but couldn't get one from my local Walmart. That's the one, AJ, smile face. Don't know what that means. Oh, maybe he's recurring. Talking about the faking filmation. We weren't even planning to get into that today. Thanks a lot.
Oh, that's the one. AJ was the when you posted the Simpsons 2 poster. He was.
Okay. Jeez, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, we're ways back.
Ryan says Scott has said some crazy things, but in general, he's a good dude. I believe that too, Ryan. Well said. Giraffe, I'm late. Is Spectre Creative going to the MOTUniverse? Photo op with the real master, the mighty Spectre. I don't believe he's going to MOTUniverse, unless he shows up.
He could go as a guest,
yes,
or not a guest, as an attendee.
Yep. Let's talk to Christopher Stoker. I wouldn't throw out the baby with the bathwater, though. Zadok, Angel, James Etok, Val, and Yuka are all involved too.
In the Kickstarter, was Val involved? I don't think he was.
Or maybe he means just keeping Filmation in the forefront.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what he means.
I mean, all of them are great. Val's written the books. Yuka, he does the YouTube stuff and Instagram stuff and always posting. Now he's partnered up. I think he does stuff with Battle Ram Blog, which they've got some really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Zadok, I'm not too familiar with. I'd have to look. I'm sure if I see like his handle or something, I'll be like, oh yeah.
But Christopher, you are absolutely 100% right on. Nathan Cummings says, if you don't die the hero, you live to become the villain. Every Mattel human brand ambassador ever. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I to have people become the villains over Snake Lair, yeah, I guess it's possible. I wouldn't say no every brand manager and so forth, but well, I don't know. It's such a touchy subject. I think, and I think Jay agreed with me. I believe it was more saying that Mattel was going to lose the rights.
Scott was on the edge of a rooftop, and I'm like, I didn't get a chance to say thank you. He's like, you never will.
And
No,
people were already on edge, and then he said Origins
never
was
have to.
gone.
That's what he
If
said.
you ever watch that video, he said Origins and Masterverse, and that I think just pushed people over the edge. I don't know. It's a mess. I didn't want to see it go that way, but that's the way it went. He-Man brand ambassador. Yeah. Eternios, we recently interviewed James on our YouTube channel about the return of Faker and Fake Filmation. He shared many details about these projects. James is a great guy. Yep,
Nice.
he definitely is. Thanks for sharing that, Eternios. Ward Newman says, quite like the Mighty Masters figures look tiny, awesome. Quite like the Mighty Masters figures look tiny, awesome. You got one. Mikey, when did you find it? Oh, wait. Oh, that was sent to you?
Yeah, I had these sent from overseas. This is before they were confirmed. We weren't, you're like, I don't even know if they're official. I was like,
didn't even know they were authorized. Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, they're showing up at Walmart. A bunch of other people found them at Walmart. So hope you didn't pay too much for those.
No, these were gifts.
Yeah. Chris Ford, maybe. Good evening, my Eternian legends. Greetings from South Africa. Huge word of thanks for all your hard work on the brand, you bloody legends.
Wow,
Chris,
nice. Thanks, Chris.
You are the best, Chris. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Giraffe says radio silence is the worst thing. Someone taking your money and then being ghosting can't feel good. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say to Jay. I was saying if there was communication, I don't think this is even 5 years. I think people that, if there were replies to all those comments and Kickstarter and stuff, they wouldn't be reaching out to me. They wouldn't be posting in the community forums. Giraffe, that is it in a nutshell. 5 years, he said. Good gravy. Yeah, 5 years, I guess next month, I think. He had a responsibility to the community. You could go through multiple roadblocks, but not being transparent is terrible. Nah, man, take responsibility. F the excuses. Let people know. Taking money and being quiet for so long is dumb as F.
He definitely had a lot of excuses a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, but what's great is it's out in the open now, and hopefully this is going to be remedied, and this will never become an issue again. Hopefully, a year from now, everyone's happy. It's okay, Jay. We appreciate you. Why can't I get this one up? We do appreciate you. MOTU Prince says, glad I caught you on my lunch break. Go, MOTU. Good to see you, MOTU Prince. Glad you made us. I'm sorry we're always so early. This might be my fault. Maybe we have to try to find a better time. I don't know. Do you like these?
I think, the Thursday one is a little better, but because tomorrow is revealed, kind of cuts into it a bit.
Yes, we're planning to do this tomorrow, guys, but revealed. That takes precedence. Mossman Sean, thank you for not giving into corporate bribes to bring the community a platform for our opinions and ideas. Wow. Thanks, Mossman Sean. That is really nice. Yeah. Is corporate bribes the swag? I guess I've been asking for them, but I mean, I would never be not honest about how if I don't like a figure, you could send me a figure and I'll be constructive about it, but I'm never going to say, hey, this is great. I'll give you guys a perfect example. We might have talked about this last week, or we might have talked about this offline. The guys that made the NFT He-Man characters, the ones that create in a virtual world, I forgot what they were. Okay, they offered a lot to me to feature their stuff, to do unboxings and stuff like that, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't believe in the product. I just
Yeah,
can't.
it's weird.
Yeah, they're really cute, and if they were plastic, I think I would have loved them. You know, a little booster box or a little baggie, you don't know what you're going to get, but because they were non-fungible tokens or whatever they are, I don't believe in it, so I
I was like, are
politely
NFTs even a thing anymore? I think they're already dead, right? That was like
Yeah,
literally a couple years.
yeah, that was a
They're like
couple years ago.
Labubus. Labubus are already gone, and those were around for a summer.
Yeah. And these guys were talking about being with me at San Diego Comic-Con, and I just didn't believe in that stuff enough to be a part of it. So and Mike's the same type of character, you know, and so is Jay. You know, we
Yeah.
only
Well, you know what cracks me up? I just saw recently it popped up on my Instagram. I don't even follow it. It's an influencer who received a package from Mattel, and he turns around to say, "This has been sitting here for about 4 months," and I'm like, you guys are sending stuff to these guys that don't even care about your brand and just let it sit in their freaking who knows and somewhere in their back room for months before they even decide to open it up.
To be fair, I think it was only 2 months, but still 2 months is still.
And here we have, you know,
Yeah.
I'm promoting the brand. I'm trying my best to push the brand, and you know, I hear crickets every
Yes.
time I try to reach out.
Yeah, it is a little strange. It's a little strange they don't follow up. You know, they send these boxes out and they're like, you know, why haven't you talked about this yet?
Right?
That's
Like, shouldn't that be part of the deal? Like, hey, this needs to be in a video within a week or
Yeah.
two, otherwise this will stop.
Yeah. Okay. Eugenia says, hey, is it too late to become a founding member? I'm not going to be able to go, but I would really like to become a founding member. That's sweet. And get the cool swag, because I definitely would be there in a second. Well, obviously, he's talking about MOTU Universe. What,
Right.
Mike?
And Eugene, I really appreciate that, and I thank you. However, we hit our 100 founders, and we're stopping there. So unfortunately, it is too late. That ended. Our Kickstarter ended November 15th. I think the founding members actually sold out like a day or two before that.
Yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, it is too late to become a founding member. However, I mean, I might as well bring it up now. This was part of the MOTUniverse update. Our merch store is literally going live any day now, so you can still get some really cool swag for MOTUniverse, and yeah, very excited for that.
Masters Universe Classic. I see your awesome question about the first music album, but Mike's got a hard cut off at 2 hours here, so we'll save that for next time. Mossman Sean says you guys would rip those packages open right from the UPS delivery person's hands. That's true. If we were getting those like figures from Mattel, there wouldn't be any, you know, oops, this has been sitting here for 2 months.
Right.
He-Man 6952 says, yo, Tango Ippo there. He's great on Instagram. He shares a lot of stuff. Is that you? I'm not sure. Okay.
Oh, Yo Tango El Poder.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff on Instagram. Yeah, and I think he's just saying I have the power in Spanish.
Oh, is that what it means?
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. Dude, I struggle with English.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Yo Tango El Poder. That's why his name is that. I have the power.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Mike. I got a bunch of other people that follow me. I need you to translate. Who knows? He might be like, you know, AJ's an idiot. And I'm like, oh, you're cool, man. You know, in Spanish.
Right.
That's cool. So I don't know if we're gonna be able. Yeah, man, you still have a hard cutoff, right, buddy?
Yeah, I have to unfortunately work as well, so I got to get going here.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I laughed out loud. Good thing it wasn't something bad. Spanish. I agree. I agree.
I should speak Spanish fluently. My mom speaks. I'm half Panamanian. My mom speaks Spanish fluently. My grandma barely spoke English, but in the 80s, it was all about assimilation. Like I never learned it growing up, other than, you know, oh, leche, grandma leche. Like I want milk. You know, little things like that. Like that stuck with me. Took 3 years in high school, 2 years in college, and it's still just like I can understand it and stuff, but speaking it just never it doesn't stick.
So my father, he was born and raised in Germany, and then came over the country when he was 18, and he didn't decide to really teach me German. And when German was apparently being dropped in my school system due to lack of popularity. Like my older brother was able to take German, but every time I got to the point I could take a language, German wasn't available. So there was Spanish or French, and
Yeah, we had Spanish and French in ours.
and all the girls were going to French. You know, so I
So that's where
decided,
you went?
yes, yes, je m'appelle. You
Gotta
know,
be with the women, right?
yeah. So that's the honest truth, dumb reason why I took French. So, but I
Yeah.
really wish
I mean, knowing Spanish in California is huge. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn still. You know, I work with people that still barely speak English, speak mostly Spanish, you know, in my produce department and deli department as well. And yeah, I try my best to I tell them like, oh, you know, teach me what this means or what, you know.
Yeah, so I had no idea it meant that. There's
That's
Antonio's
funny.
reminding
Yeah.
me what an idiot I am. But well, I said he was
Yeah,
cool.
Eternianos knows. He's from Argentina.
You know, he breaks stuff all the time, and I just, you know, I make sure I credit him or link to him in the news articles. And then what does this mean? AJ,
Casanova
aka Casanova Joe.
He's over there. Hey, more to me.
Je t'aime. Celador. You ever watch that movie? What was that movie? The time travel movie. Oh, with Jake. You know what I'm talking about? Jake
Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. There's a
In
time
a
travel.
travel movie?
Oh, it's a great movie. I think it was from the 90s. Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, Donnie Darko was called.
Oh, that's not well, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Kind of
about
time
time travel.
travel.
Oh no, it's a lot about time travel. You need to watch it again. Watch the director's cut. What was
Well,
the
I
point?
know that I mean, I guess we can spoil it. It's a fucking 40-year-old, but he's already dead, and you're just watching his.
Well, no, there was a time rift, you know, and there was
Mm.
that was a problem, and so they were dealing with time travel, and he would see things in the future. He'd see that crazy bunny, right?
Right, you see the crazy bunny,
Which
but
he
then
ended up.
the whole thing was the airplane engine crashed into him, and
Yes, but he wasn't there. The crazy bunny lured him out of bed, so he got to fix time because he was able to fix time, go back in time, travel, and then get into bed before the engine fell and died.
That's okay.
So he was alive, but he wasn't supposed
Been
to
a hot
be.
minute since I watched it.
Oh, there was real neat stuff about time travel. There's equations that appear on the screen, but the point was Demi Moore plays a teacher. There's a small role, and she says the most. A linguist went through the English language and said what was the most loving or sweet sounding phrase in English. And she said it was cellar door was the two words. Some linguists went through everything and it said cellar door was the most smooth sounding, most wonderful thing that you could say in English. And I guess if you say it with a French accent, cellar door. Celador, you know, but that's the thing. With German, it's ich bin, you know, ich bin hungrig. I am hungry, right? But with French, it's je m'appelle AJ.
Yeah,
sweet sounding
and German's very.
Ich yeah.
Yeah.
Nein.
Someone wrote. I remember I follow some Star Wars accounts because I love Star Wars too, and they're like, go back and watch episode 7, the First Order in German, and it's like you're watching some crazy. Like, and all the stormtroopers like, aye.
Oh, Gray Skull Zombie says it's at an official MOTUniverse shirt.
This is not. This is just one I made, so it's my logo with MOTUniverse. If you like it, let me know. I mean, we can add it probably to the thing, but no, this is just one I had custom made for myself to be able to just wear. You know, before I hop off here, I do want to say, if you're in the Southern California area this weekend, we're going to Fangia. It is a giant con. If you get a chance, watch Mega J Retros or MOTUniverse's channel. From last week, we actually had the director on of that con. He puts on several cons throughout San Diego, and this one is all about kind of fans of every fandom coming together. It's called Fangia because it's a play on Pangea, which was all the continents together. So this is like all the fans unite. They were kind enough to give us a community table, so I will be there with some giveaway stuff, and they gave us a panel, so we're going to be talking about our con and the history of how that all started, as well as their theme this year is women in pop culture. So of course I'm going to be bringing my She-Ra, and we're going to have a little bit of history of She-Ra in that panel as well.
That is excellent. And you need to remind everyone who's going to be at MOTUniverse, speaking of She-Ra.
That's right. Melindy Britt, the voice of She-Ra, will be at MOTUniverse.
Yeah. And it's so great, guys. And, you know, before we sign off, we just want to say, and I want to tie this into MOTUniverse, rest in peace, Michael Halprin. He was so instrumental in creating Eternia, you know, the world, giving He-Man the lore, right, that we've appreciated to this day. Rest in peace. I think he was 91 years old, and, you know, it's sad to see our legends go. And thankfully, we have another legend still alive right now. His name is Alan Oppenheimer, and he's going to be attending MOTUniverse. And thankfully, he's in good health. And guys, if you can make it anywhere, if you guys want to like splurge one time, it's like going to the Super Bowl once. If you want to go to a Masters of the Universe convention one time, MOTUniverse will be the place to go. It really will be. We're still working on some big things, but this is the year. So if there's a way you can swing it, you know, even if it's just you and you have to leave the family behind, and you have to, you know, convince the wife, the missus, or the husband to let you go. I mean, this is the one year to go. So, and be sure to get on MOTUniversecon.com. That's a website. You can volunteer there, and you can see the current guests. And there's a lot of information on the website. Be sure to visit there, and be sure to visit Eternia Royalty at Instagram. Give them a follow. And of course, HE-MANIA.com. You know, stay on touch with HE-MANIA.com for the latest MOTU news and MOTUniverse news. So, guys, we love you very much. We appreciate you for hanging out. Sorry we didn't cover more news. Blame you, Masters of the Universe Classic. You got us off on the tangent, but you know what? That's a good topic to bring out. It's about community, and this is all about community, right? We are all the same here. We're all He-Maniacs, right? And so it was a good talk, and it was a good show, and we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Sean says he's buying a plane ticket getting close to buying his plane ticket for MOTUniverse, which is awesome. And thanks, guys, very much. And we'll see you next time. Do you want to wave?
Bye, guys. Sorry, I had a little text conversation going I had to take care of. And we're waving.